The second classic stock catch race is away. Then we're on board with Poleman, Imran Khan then, but it's Matt Rosier here making the better start. You can probably see him appear on the left hand side. You can see the Peugeot 205 with a better start. Here go around the outside at Rich, who's the first corner here on the Snetterton 200 circuit, and it is Matt Rosier that leads the way. He's got a really good start. But Martin Foundry there from third on the grid. He was sitting behind Khan on the grid. He's gone through as well. So Rosier leads from Foundry. Foundry locks all up there into the hairpin, the Montreal hairpin, but he stays there in that second place. And now he's actually putting the attack onto the race leader, Matt Rosier. So it's Rosier ahead of Foundry now. Khan going defensive down the Bentley straight, sort of sat in the middle of the road there, then come back to the racing line. Then again he seems to wander back into the middle of the road, but here comes, you can see in the rearview mirror there, Mervyn Beckett, meanwhile for the lead. They're side by side, because Foundry on the inside of Rosier. Beckett's got third into the braking zone for the lead, though Foundry's gone through. Martin Foundry's the new race leader. Mervyn Beckett's gone in very deep for Nelson, flicks the car up to the two wheels. Here comes Khan back on the inside. I don't think he'll be able to do it then. So Beckett, who scored his first podium this morning, he's sitting there in third place. So into Coram Curve they come, and it's Foundry and Rosier starting to gap the pack. And then this grab for third. Lee Scott in there as well. Remember, he didn't finish the first race. Here comes Imran Khan. He's on the inside for Murray. He goes through ahead of Mervyn Beckett. Lee Scott in there as well. They're in fifth position, the championship leader, even though he didn't finish that first race. And Greg Dowie takes to the grass there. And Martin Kaiser, a problem with him. He's slow as he turns through Murray. So on board we can go with Dan Gibson. Then it's Lee Scott. Moves up on the inside of Imran Khan. Beckett's passed him as well. Perhaps really not the best line, taking that tight line through Richard Khan when he gained a place on Beckett. He's lost out there. Lee's got up to fourth there. Here comes Dan Gibbs on the inside of Imran Khan. He was third next to Murray, so I think he's had to fall back down to sixth. Dan Gibson can even pass Lee Scott here. He's almost onto the tail of Mervyn Beckett. Let's see where Lee Scott appears. I think the two cars will be side by side. So head down the Bentley straight on lap 2 of the 13-minute plus 1 lap race. So the cars then head down the Bentley straight. We're expected to be about 10 laps. That's what the stocks are getting in. Similar, not much slower in the stock catches. So turn left into Brundle. The two cars still side by side. Lee Scott has got through now. Dan Gibson not going for his super late braking like he did in the first race. Decides to play the long game, sit behind Lee Scott for now, because you know Lee Scott's one of the fastest drivers in the championship. Well, the fastest he has been really, especially at Mullery Park. The first round of the championship where he took 2 wins. Anyway, Foundry and Rosier through Coram. They're your two leaders. Third is Lee Scott. He's got ahead of Mervyn Beckett now, and Dan Gibson having to defend from Imran Khan in Chow. Now he goes up on the inside of Mervyn Beckett. They're side by side as they head on to the centre straight. In there as well is that Matt Stubbington. They're out 4 wide. Here we go. Then we're on board with Paul Ford. He's looking at all this. There's 2 pairs of them heading down this is like NASCAR. They've got 2 pairs of cars coming up. Now Paul Ford has a good slip to Imran Khan, goes up on the inside as they head down to Rich. He's now making it. They're about 3 or 4 wide because there was another car joining in there. Dan Gibson that goes around the outside to go to the front of this scrap. It's Matt Stubbington here coming around the outside. He's trying to go through all of them as well. Ryan Lowry was the other person in that. He's at the back of this queue. So it's Gibson that leads Beckett. Here comes Stubbington round the outside of them all into the 205. And Imran Khan in there as well. Stubbington's got out very wide, using up all the road there at Montreal. You don't want to go that far out when he's slowing behind Paul Ford. They go then down the Bentley straight. This is the scrap for 4th. Lee Scott's got away from all this. So it's Mervyn Beckett, no, it's Dan Gibson, isn't it? In front of Mervyn Beckett, I think. We can't quite see. Then Beckett next up, then Thorpe, then is it Khan? It's hard to see it in that rear view camera shot because the sun glaring onto the cars at this late stage of the day. Here comes Imran Khan. He looks up on the inside. Ryan Lowry and all this as well. Lowry on the inside of Khan as they head into Nelson. He's lost it. Ryan Lowry spins. He was having such a good race up to that point. Let's have a look on board of Keith Morgan there. Ryan Lowry very wide, just hit the grass. They were snapped the car right in front of Derek Rosier, and Derek Rosier had to get on the anchors there, not to smack into him. Martin Foundry still leads the way ahead of Matt Rosier. These two well clear of the rest. 4th is Lee Scott, third is Lee Scott, then 4th is Dan Gibson. 5th Beckett, side by side almost for 6th is Imran Khan, slices up on the inside of Paul Thorpe. He's got the inside line there. Oh, there's a bit of a rub between the two cars, the slightest a bit of contact, and Derek Rosier slow on the exit. Matt Stubbington uses the grass to go past him. He had to go to the grass there, not to hit him. Calm behind Thorpe here. There was that slightest bit of contact on the exit of Murray's between the two of them. So now head down into Richie's then, Paul Thorpe stays in front for the corner here. And then they head down towards Murray's in front. Dan Gibson, a good battle with Mervyn Beckett up in for 4th place. And here comes Khan right onto the tail of Paul Thorpe. And they turn their way for the flick, the left-hander there, the Chapman curve. And then now they head back onto the Bentley straight. They head all the way down this long straight towards Brundle and Nelson. Ryan Lowry had his spin earlier on. That's dropped him almost right to the back of the pack. So it'll be interesting to see how far he can get up. Here comes Imran Khan, though he's got the inside line on Paul Thorpe. He should well get this done. Yes, up into 6th position goes Imran Khan. He's a double race winner this year. Won the 2nd race at Brands Hatch, a televised race, and he puts his hand up there to Paul Thorpe. And he won the race earlier on today here at Snetterton. The 3 other races have gone to Lee Scott. Could we have a new race winner? Because the lead battle is between Foundry and Rosier as they turn through Murray's then. There's Lee Scott, he's in 3rd, 4th, Dan Gibson, 5th Beckett, then of course the change for 6th we had at Brundle. That's Imran Khan ahead of Paul Thorpe. Now there's a gap back to Derek Rosier that leaves Matt Stubbington, Keith Morgan, Ben Ward, Paul Thorpe and Greg Dowie as Derek Rosier goes all over the dirt down the exit. Greg Dowie, we hoping to finish his 1st race of the year. He was in the earlier race, but there's a problem on the grid. They lined up after the red flag and he wasn't able to take the restart. But we're on board with Ben Ward here. He's following Keith Morgan, who's having a look himself on the inside of Matt Stubbington as we turn through the right-hander here at Richie's and we head down towards the Montreal hairpin. Anybody going for a move? You see, this is where you just see this great battle throughout the pack in Classic Stock Catch. It's great to see. You just see they're behind Greg Dowie right underneath Ben Ward. He's coming up alongside. Can Greg Dowie get a move on here as they head down towards Brundle? Can he find a way past Ben Ward? Ben Ward in the X. Alex Hall, Ford Fiesta XR2. As they head down towards Brundle then. And Morgan trying to make a move on Stubbington, couldn't get that done, and in turn Greg Dowie couldn't find a way past Ben Ward, the onboard camera car. So there's Lee Scott in 3rd. We have to watch out to see if he's catching the lead. This is Mervyn Beckett's got ahead of Dan Gibson and all that, and then Gibson fighting back though. He's on the inside. There's going to be side by side in the exit. Imran Khan watching all that as they go down the centre straight. We can ride on board with Khan then. And they're side by side to the Nova on the inside. That's a triple championship winning car. Twice with Pip Hammond and once with Damien Cottrell last year. Gibson though fighting him round the outside, and Dan Gibson goes right round the outside into Richie. A great move from Dan Gibson there to get past Mervyn Beckett right round the outside. He's actually gapped him. He carried so much speed round the outside compared to what Mervyn Beckett did on the inside of the Nova. Now Dan Gibson, Imran Khan sees his opportunity. He goes up on the inside and takes that 5th position. There's a load of dirt there being kicked up by one of the top 3. Won't worry too much about that then. They head down the Bentley straight. We're past the halfway distance in this race now. Imran Khan just checking his mirror there. Yes, the Nova does come back through. Mervyn Beckett goes back into the 5th position. The novice driver. They now head underneath the bridge into Brundle, and for a moment there I thought trying to fight back with Imran Khan on the inside. He decided against that, and they turn for the right-hander at Nelson. Clatter the curb on the exit. The 2 leaders still together then, the 205 Matt Rosier, Martin Foundry right behind him. So they get onto the brakes, they turn with the right-hander at Murray. And Lee Scott's almost with them now. He's flying. Lee Scott in 3rd position. Then we've still got this scrap for 4th. Gibson, Beckett, Khan and Thorpe all together. Then the battle for 8th is split up into, well, 3 pairs really. So we got firstly Derek Rosier and Matt Stubbington. Then we got Ben Ward and Greg Dowie. Then we got Keith Morgan and Andrew Thorpe. Right, on board with Paul Thorpe, no relation. Turns through Richie's then, and I think we got a challenge on because Mervyn Beckett's up on the inside of Dan Gibson as they head into the Montreal hairpin. Gibson stays in front, so Beckett there in 4th, 6th is Khan, 7th is Thorpe. Onto the Bentley straight we go again. Now, Imran Khan looking up on the inside here of the Nova of Mervyn Beckett, decides again as he goes back into the slipstream. Paul Ford in turn assists in the slipstream of Khan, Beckett in the slipstream of Gibson. He comes out of that, he goes up on the inside of the Fiesta of Dan Gibson. Can he get this done? Possibly. Side by side as they head into Nelson. Gibbs on the inside, outside for Beckett. Beckett runs out wide, he's on the dirt there, he's lost out to Imran Khan, and Paul Falk's going to slice up the inside as well as Imran Khan goes up on the inside of Dan Gibson and gets 2 places in 1 there. So Imran Khan up the 4th position. So they head down to Coram. Paul Falk just giving the thumbs up then to Mervyn Beckett as they turn their way through Coram Curve. Then it's 4th place for Khan, 5th for Gibson, 6th for Falk, 7th for Beckett. Onto the brakes, and one of the leaders again have kicked up the dirt. Dan Gibson just locks the wheel there on the brakes for Murray's. And now here they go then, onto the centre straight. Beckett falling away a bit. So up across the line they come then. I believe we have... I'm just working out. Well, they've got 3 laps. I reckon they're getting 3 more laps as they turn now into Riches then. Yes, this is lap 8 we're on to now. So Ford trying to go around the outside of Gibson, couldn't quite do it. I can tell you that Lee Scott is now right with Matt Rosier and Martin Fowler in that battle for the lead. So we'll watch that as they come back down towards us where our camera position is down at Murray's in a moment, but let's concentrate this battle for 4th. Mervyn Beckett starting to drop back. Wonder if he had a problem there after going all over the dirt on the exit of Nelson. Anyway, underneath the bridge, into the left-hander at Brundle. Dan Gibson almost went for the inside of Imran Khan there, decided against it at the last second. And we wait for the leaders then to arrive at Murray's. Is it going to be Matt Rosier still? And yes it is, it's still Rosier then. Second, Lee Scott. Lee Scott's going to head a Foundry then. He's going for the win, surely. There's Matt Rosier, just slides the car out of Coram, then flicks it into the right-hander at Murray. So the 3 of them all together, then Foundry just kicking up the dirt there. Then 4th place, still Imran Khan, ahead of Dan Gibson, Paul Falk and Mervyn Beckett. 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th all together. There's the Nova then. Back in board we can go then with Paul Thorpe in the slipstream of Dan Gibson. Imran Khan just starting to get away. Gibson goes defensive, so Paul Thorpe has no other opportunity but to go around the outside. Now he's going to try and get the cutback, that's what he's going for, but Gibson sits it right on the apex there and then just brings it out a bit wider when Paul Thorpe gets closer, but Thorpe on the outside now for the hairpin. The tight right-hander at Montreal. And Gibson stays in front, but perhaps runs out a bit wide. Now, if Paul Thorpe can get the cut back here, this could well very much be on to get his 5th position. They're going to be side by side, heading down the Bentley Straight. They've definitely got away from Mervyn Beckett now, and Imran Khan's pulling away. So it's just like the 2 of them, Gibson and Thorpe, battling it out for 5th position, and they're still absolutely side by side, heading underneath the bridge. And that's Gibson rounding outside. Is one of his late braking moves round Brundle and into Nelson. So Gibson stays in that 5th position then. And we've got a new race leader. Lee Scott into the lead. Matt Rhodes just dropped back to 3rd. Baldry back into 2nd then, but it's Lee Scott that leads away once again. Dan Gibson and Paul Thorpe still scrapping it out for 5th. They turn into Murray's. Gibson perhaps a bit wider. That means Thorpe can let onto power earlier. And look at that. That shows he's coming up alongside Dan Gibson as they head down the centre straight. They're side by side once again. They're side by side more than half a lap surely. So they cross the line to complete the 9th lap. On to the last lap. They got the last lap board there. And Paul Thorpe trying to come round the outside. Yeah, but he does. Snatches in front then, so Paul Thorpe ahead of Dan Gibson. Now we carried so much speed through the corner, didn't he, Paul Thorpe? So he's up to 5th now. Not really an attacking distance to Imran Khan. He looks safe for that 4th position. So turn through Montreal, then through Chapman. Thorpe with a small enough gap there, perhaps to hold off Dan Gibson. Well, we'll have to watch and see because we know how good on the brakes Gibson is through Brundle. Let's watch that then. Down the long straight they go, and Gibson using that slipstream to close onto the back of Paul Ford as they turn now into the left-hander at Brundle. Is he going to try and go around the outside? That'd be the inside for Nelson. Not quite. Thorpe stays in front then. Then we head down towards the end of the lap, and it is Lee Scott that leads the way. He's going to take his 4th win of the season. This is only round 6. Matt Rosier in second. What's happened to Martin Foundry? He's slowing. Imran Khan on his tail now then. We got an inset for Paul Ford. Watch that as well as they exit the corner. Paul Ford well up on 2 wheels there as he exits the corner, but Imran Khan goes past Martin Foundry. He's going to be on the podium. Imran Khan gets third, and Dan Gibson going back in full form as well. Remember the slow Martin Foundry down the straight. He's going to sit in the middle of the road, and Paul Ford goes alongside them 3 wide across the line. Paul Ford just gets 4th position as Derek Rosier off on the grass as well. Let's just look at the timing screens, because Paul Thorpe beat Gibson by 300 seconds and Gibson beat Foundry by 100th of a second. What a fantastic end to that race. That was brilliant stuff from Classic Stock Catch.